Okay, so here we have the Bruce Lee drawing. And I am going to drop the opacity down a little bit more for those people that want to actually learn how to draw it. I'm going to give you the two different versions. Let's do this one first. I'll just change the costume at the end. So what you want to start with is the face. And the face, you just want to start with a happy face, like right here, like this. And you see it's just like a happy face, okay? But instead of giving you the eyes, I just want that line. So from across the top, like right in the middle, I'm going to shoot across and drop a letter C for the ear. And if you want to remind you that that's the ear, go ahead and put the number 5 in there. And from the back of this letter C right here, just drop a diagonal number 1. So you have the neck in place. And next, I'm going to connect the letter C to the bottom of this happy face using the letter L. Boom. So now, from the right and the left, I'm going to drop sad face number 1 to start the arm, and sad face number 2 to do that arm. Next, what you want to do is some measuring. So, very simple measuring, nothing difficult at all. I'm going to start a happy face from where this one starts, right about here, and I'm going to stop it where this one stops, just like this right here. And you see that they start and stop at the same point. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And you see that they start and stop at the same point. Before I continue with this arm and that arm, I just want to do this torso right quick. So for this torso, it's just 2 steps. You're going to put happy face here and a number 1. And then on the opposite side, drop a number 1 that should stop where this one is. And you can close that gap with a happy face like so. For the other, well, we'll get to that when we get to that. Now let's go back up the street here and let's work on this arm. Let's work on this guy right here. So for this guy, I'm just going to put sad face here and a happy face here. And you see again that it stops at the same point. Now his fist that goes right there, as you can see here, is just a square. And it's just line number 1, 2. Let me draw that up to it so it can connect. Line number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll get back to finishing that a little later. Let's slide across the street to this one here. And let's close this gap right there with a, let's make that into the letter L. And from the top of that letter L, right here, right where this point, let's do that again. So let's make this into the letter L right here. Number 1, and then turn that into the letter L. And at the top here, I'm just going to slide over to the right a little bit. Let me do that again. So I'm going to do a letter L like this, just over the top. See how it passes this sad face? And I'm going to continue my letter L like this. And you see it kind of connects with that happy face there. So I'm going to go from the top of this letter L right here across the street and just drop a sad face connecting these two. You see if that connects. And again, I'm going to draw my little fist here using my 4 lines for my square. Line number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's continue on creating our silhouette with the legs down here. And starting with this right leg here, I'm just going to draw a sad face. And I'm going to stop that sad face right roughly where this elbow is right here. So you can see how it connects right there, how they line up. So I'm going to go sad face like this. And you can see that it stops right where this elbow is. For the other leg, I'm just going to continue this sad face past this hand. And now the knee over this way, just a little number 1 going diagonal. And I'm going to drop a sad face and stop it kind of center of where his body is going, like that. So I'm going to continue my sad face. And you see it kind of stops dead center of where his body is going. Now, the same way I did this step here, which was 2 steps, happy face, and a number 1. I'm going to do the same thing here. Sad face and a number 1. And to close this foot, this gap here, just 2 steps. I'll do a letter L, and I'll put a happy face. On the other side, I'm going to do a parallel line starting where this calf is, starting right there. I'm going to go sad face, dun, 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 till right about there. Sad face. Let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see this. Dun, 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 till right about there. And then this foot right here, this foot is like a triangle, but at the bottom, instead of going straight, I'm going to give it a little happy face. So I'm going to go triangle and a little happy face. And if you put, well, now we can add the details, right? So let's start from the bottom here. And so he's got this kind of these pants that go like this, right? So as you put a happy face, and I'm going to continue this with the letter L. And that little curve in there, I'm just going to erase it. And right here, I just add like a little, to make a little bit of a fold, sad face, sad face. So it looks nice with a little fold. I'm going to do the same thing with this leg here. We'll put sad face first, and then I'm going to add the letter L again. And I'm going to erase what's inside. And I can add, if you want, just a couple little diagonal number 1s like that. And his shoes go sad face, and they're kind of like the number 7. And then down here, it's just like a rectangle or an arrow pointing down. Like that's the rectangle. And then it looks like an arrow pointing down. And I'll put sad face again right there. So it's like the imprint of his toes. He's got, now we're going to work our way up. He's got this tie to his shirt that goes sad face 1, sad face 2. And to close this little gap here, I'll put like the number 3 backwards, or the letter E. I'll add parallel line. And then at the top and the bottom, if you want to make it look just a little bit more gangsta, put like a little letter L. Same thing down here. And it looks so much better with that little letter L curvy and that little letter L curvy. Moving up, let's give him the collar to his shirt. It's just the letter V. And I'll give him some abs. That's a letter T. And I'll give him a little happy face there for his chest. Little happy face right there for the chest. The letter V for a collarbone. And I'll give him the number 1 there for some muscular neckage. And I'll put happy face right there for a bicep and one over here. And I'll put like the sleeve here, just add a couple sad faces so you have his sleeve rolled up. And the same over chin. And now I'm going to add this fist. Let's do this fist here first. So if you put number 1, don't close it on this side. Turn that number 1 into the letter T, and you put sad face, and you have a thumb. And if you go sad face 1, 2, 3, you have a fist. However, if you put the letter S like that, now you got a nice gangster looking fist. And you put a happy face right there, that looks like an even more detailed fist. And you put diagonal number 1 and happy face, and now you got some forearm muscle too. Let's slide over this side of the street. I'm going to give you a fist over here. I'm going to give you the letter L right there with a sad face for the thumb. And I'm going to give you 1, 2, 3 sad faces. And if you put the letter T right there, you got an even better looking fist. And you put sad face and number 1, and you got all his muscular glory. All the heavenly glory. Okay, now let's do his face right quick. And I'm going right where the top of the letter C is. I'm going to put the letter L. And I'm going to give him that eyebrow, which for him, it looks kind of like a triangle, like this. And his eyes just like a number 1. And I'm going to do his hair just using this line right here, triangle. I'm going to go all the way around with it. And I don't even have to draw all of it because his fist is in the way. I mean, you can add a couple little lines if you want to. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to make this nose. So I'm going to start with the letter L right here for the nose first. And I'm going to erase whatever's inside. And I'm going to put the mouth with just kind of like a rectangle. Number one. And you can leave it like that. And you got your Bruce Lee. I'm going to make mine look a little bit better by just going like this. I'm going to erase right here. This little piece right here, we're leading up to the nose. And I'm going to put the letter L again. And I'm going to do the same thing down here. Erase there. I'm going to erase here. And drop in a couple letter L's. Like so. And here. Just so that I have more detail. And you know what? I don't really care much for this part right here. So I'm going to erase that little bit and put like a little triangle right here. And I'm going to give you just a little bit more eyebrow right there. A little bit more like an eye right there. Maybe give you a little jawbone. So that, and you know what? I'm gonna fix this just a little bit. Let's fix this up just a little bit. Just a little hair. I'm gonna fix this up. So I'm gonna go like this. And now, just tweaking up a little bit. And that looks better to me. Okay. Little parallel line there. And there is this version of your Bruce Lee. If you want to change them up and get the alternate version, right? Well, all I got to do is erase. Let's erase this. Because this doesn't belong. If you want the yellow tracksuit Bruce Lee, you want to get rid of this. You want to get rid of this entirely. You want to get rid of this. You want to get rid of this. And you want to get rid of, no, those you want to leave those sleeves there. It's going to erase a lot of that. And I want to erase this. And I want to erase this shoe. So this is for the variant, right? The tracksuit. So I'm just going to put back that. The tracksuit goes here. He's got a ring that goes there. He's got the black tracks that go here and here, which will go like this. It'll go black like that, right? Here, and it'll go black right there. And then down this way, he's got the parallel line going this way. And again, that will also go black. He's going to roughly put it in there. And then there's another piece that goes here, black. I'll roughly color that in. It goes like this, black. Underneath, and I'll roughly color that in for you so you know what parts go black. And then one more piece will go here, black, and then I'm going to put a piece that goes here, black. You can put a little piece here if you want. And again, these are just roughly colored in so that you understand where the black track pieces go. Okay? And then the shoe piece goes on one side here. It'll go like this. And then it's like 3 rectangles. 1, 2, and 3. And then over on this. And again, this is just roughly put in here. It should go like that. And then here it'll just go 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And that's how his tracksuit goes. And then everything else will go yellow. Now, you want to draw your dragon background. That's going to start here with a sad face. Ideally, all the way to the edge of your paper. And then it just goes triangle. And this bit of the triangle goes a little bit further out. See how I did the same thing further out? And you want to line up the teeth triangle. thinking of the letter W. Oh. And it should just touch Bruce's leg. You want to put your triangle there, and you want to do your block letters down here. Doesn't matter if you overlap. Should look like something like this. So that people that don't know who Bruce Lee is, they see this picture and they'll get a rough idea of who he is. You can put these motion lines coming up. And don't forget your name. And that will conclude both the yellow tracksuit, and if you have it, then you would, if you prefer not to use the yellow tracksuit, then you should have the original suit. What I did here with this effect is I just drew lightly, very lightly, the same lines, looking at them to give it that effect. And if you don't have it colored, this is what it looks like colored. Of course, that's a way more detailed version. Okay, but at least you get an idea of how to color this. Okay, and if you want the yellow tracksuit colored, let's take a look at that one. Here is a picture of the yellow tracksuit colored. So, thank you for watching. Can't wait to see your drawings, and see you on the next one.